This last torch relay is brought to you by First Ontario Credit Union. Thank you for bringing us together, and thank you for making this happen. I would like to call Dave Skerman, the Chief Strategy Officer of First Ontario Credit Union, to get the show started.
Thank you, Bowie. And good morning, everybody. This is a very exciting time. I had the honor and the privilege of starting the torch run, being the first runner in Thorold a few weeks ago. And I'll tell you, it's something that I'm never going to forget the rest of my life. And I know the torch bearers today are very excited, because it's going to give a lasting memory to you guys for the rest of your life. I'm also very proud to be representing First Ontario Credit Union. Right behind us, we have the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre, opened in 2015. So far, it's hosted 5,000 events with over 600,000 visitors. That's the kind of thing that First Ontario does for the community. Sponsoring and being a supporter of Canada Games is another way that we can give back to the community. And I can tell you, Canada Games, if you look back over the famous athletes from Canada, from Ontario, that have participated and been successful in the Canada Games. Andre Degrassi, born in Ontario, born and raised in Ontario, participated in the 2013 Canada Games. 3 years later, won an Olympic medal. So these are the kind of athletes you're going to see. 5,000 athletes will be here, representing over 20 sports, or around 20 sports. Some of these athletes will go on to be world famous, not only in sports but in life. The challenges that athletes learn, the competition in their sports, the perseverance, it makes them better people. And to be able to host a Canada Games, it's not an easy thing to do. Canada Games have been around since 1967, as you guys probably remember, or some of you remember, I do. It was centennial year when the first Canada Games got kicked off. There have been 35 Canada Games. This is only the third Canada Games that Ontario has hosted, and the first one in 20 years, and it was 20 years before that. So this is the third time Ontario's had the privilege of hosting the Canada Games. Obviously the first time in the Niagara region. So proud tradition in Niagara to be honoring the athletes and visitors who are going to be here. The other big thing that the Canada Games does, it provides a legacy for generations to come. The Canada Games Park down by Brock University is going to be enjoyed by athletes and residents and visitors for years and years to come. The Henley Rowing Centre, it's such a world-class event now, upgraded for Canada Games. It's now been named host for the 2024 World Rowing Championships. Without a Canada Games, these facilities don't happen. So thanks to the organizing committee, the many, many volunteers. I know from the First Ontario, we have Blue Wave volunteers and our staff that are volunteering. This is a great event, and it's just so happy to be here today with all you guys. And I don't want to take any more time, because I know Lloyd Smith, our CEO, was just really anxious to kick off the first torch run. He's been running around the office carrying some weight, practicing for 6 months for this thing. So with that, Bowie, I'll turn it back over to you, and congratulations, everybody.
Thank you very much. And thanks again to First Ontario Credit Union. St. Catharines, how we doing? We are 6 days away from Canada Games. When I say Canada, you say Games. Canada. Games. Canada. Games. When I say St., you say Catharines. St. St. Canada. Games. Canada. Games. Please give it up to the Mayor of St. Catharines, Mayor Walter Senzer.
That is a hard act to follow. Wow. A lot of energy here. And this is a proud moment. And it's a proud moment for, I believe, all of us to be standing here, the last leg, before we take the cauldron over to the Meridian Center. So the journey of this started partially here at the First Ontario Performing Arts Centre. Inside this hall was where a lot of folks in our community stood, waiting in anxious anticipation for the province to say who was going to be the host community. And that room was packed. And the moment when the minister said the host community for Canada Summer Games here in Ontario is going to be Niagara, that room erupted. And from that time where that community spirit was ignited, the journey has been long. And there's so many people to be acknowledged, and they will be acknowledged along the way. Today is the culmination of that torch that was lit up in Ottawa, June 6th. And an individual was there with us, and I know she's going to be watching us here today. And Liz Palmieri, I know you're listening somewhere. You'll be tuning in. We were there when we lit it together as a community, and we're going to be running here together thinking about you as well, as she has been an important part of the board, and she's in a fight of her own. The interesting thing about the Canada Games is how it brings us all together. And I do want to acknowledge the staff and all the work that the staff of the Canada Summer Games has done. They're the ones behind the scenes making this all come together. So please join me with a round of applause for thanking all of the Canada Games staff for all of the work that they continue to do here. I would like to acknowledge we do have our St. Catharines Councillor Carlos Garcia is joining us today. We also have our CAO David Oakes. Our Director of Recreation and Culture is Phil Christie, as well as one of his key members of his team, Lori Membella. And it's the city that's really partnering in, as Dave had talked about, the partnerships are key to here. 12 municipalities, 13 with the region, all coming together to make sure the games are going to be the best games ever held. Now, I just want to say this to the torchbearers, and this will be my final comment. This last leg is dedicated to the people who have helped bring the torch to Niagara. So each of you on your journey today, holding that torch, represents all of us and the pride that we all have in hosting these games. So as you meander through our community, holding that torch, please hold it high. Hold it high because it's a symbol for all of us. And that's what the torch stands for, unity. It stands for peoples coming together. It stands for us, not just as a region, but us as a country. And so hold that torch high, feel that sense of pride, and know that as you do that leg, we are all running with you. And so with that, I want to thank all of the torchbearers. You're symbols of our community. You've earned that opportunity to carry that torch. And we are proud of all of you for all the contributions you have made in our community. So with that, 6 days away, we'll be at the Meridian Center, and then from there, it's a 2-week journey of celebrating the best of all of who we are as part of the Canada Games. Take care, miigwech. Merci beaucoup.